दोस्तों नमस्कार। मैं आपका दोस्त गुरमीत सिंह आज़ाद आज एक बार फिर आज़ाद का अड्डा चैनल पर एक नए वीडियो के साथ एक नए विषय के साथ आप लोगों के साथ कुछ शेयर करने आया हूँ। दोस्तों अभी दिल्ली में कुछ दिन पहले 3 दिन पहले बारिश हुई और फिर मौसम अचानक 35 डिग्री से 17 डिग्री पर आ गया। कभी सोचा आपने ऐसा क्यों हुआ? सोशल मीडिया पर आजकल एक चर्चा बहुत ज़ोरों पर है और उस चर्चा का नाम है सोलर जियो इंजीनियरिंग। ये एक नए वर्ल्ड ऑर्डर के नाम पर किया जाने वाला नया प्रयोग है। ग्लोबल वार्मिंग से बचने के लिए बिल गेट्स के फार्मूले को एक देश नहीं कई देशों ने लगाया है। यहाँ मैं कुछ वीडियो पोस्ट कर रहा हूँ अपने इस वीडियो के साथ, जिसमें अमेरिका और कनाडा और रशिया ऐसे कई देशों के वीडियोस में हैं। एक मैक्सिको का वीडियो है जो उसमें कोई साउंड नहीं है, लेकिन आसमान आपको बिल्कुल क्लियर नीला दिखेगा। उसका कारण ये है कि मैक्सिको ने सोलर जियो इंजीनियरिंग के प्रयोग को करने से मना कर दिया। आप उस वीडियो में देखेंगे कि मैक्सिको का आकाश कितना साफ और कितना वहाँ का जो वातावरण है विरल है। सरकार के जितने चैनल हैं वो इस सोलर जियो इंजीनियरिंग नए वर्ल्ड ऑर्डर के बारे में नहीं बता रहे हैं, लेकिन एप्स्टीन फाइल्स में इस बात का जिक्र है कि इस सारी की जो प्लानिंग की गई थी ये जेफरी एप्स्टीन के उस आइलैंड पे की गई थी जहाँ पर बिल गेट्स और न जाने कितने बड़े बड़े उद्योगपतियों ने मिलकर एक पूरा एक खाका तैयार किया था। और उसी खाके के अंदर मोदी सरकार ने डील की है अमेरिका के साथ और यहाँ के किसानों की फसलें नाश करने के लिए इस फार्मूले को लगाया है। प्रस्तुत वीडियो में आप देखेंगे कि किस तरीके से तरबूज की फसल बर्बाद हो गई। जो बर्फ़ गिर रही है वो 12 घंटे से पहले वो मेल्ट ही नहीं हो रही है, और मेल्ट हो रही है तो वो केमिकल बन जा रही है। उस बर्फ़ में आग लगाकर देखा जा रहा है, जलाकर देखा जा रहा है और उसको सूक्ष्मदर्शी से भी देखा जा रहा है, जिसमें कि एप्रोप्रिएट वो बर्फ़ है ही नहीं, वो केमिकल है। आज के इस वीडियो में आपको इस हफ्ते के लिए एक नया समाचार देने जा रहा हूँ। इसको खंगालिए, समझिए और कोशिश कीजिए अपने अपने चैनल्स पे, अपने अपने सोशल लिंक्स पर, हैंडल्स पर इस का विरोध करने के लिए अपने अपने स्तर पे आप कीजिए, ताकि ऐसा दोबारा ना हो। पेशे खिदमत है वो चंद वीडियो।
All right, get right over here, son. I'll show them what we did right there. Look what we did. Well, we tried to heat the top up to melt ice off the top and bottom. Our garage area right here, we're going to see if we can't melt this snow, because nothing's coming off. So we're just going to use plain old gas first. That's crazy. That's crazy. Put some oxygen to it, like you would. But you're going to cut a piece of metal. That's crazy. I mean, it's melting it now. Okay, there it is. How much heat do you have? You have to put an enormous amount of 100 degrees to melt this snow. And even then, it's having problems. Yeah. It's legitimate issues right now trying to do.
That's insane.
You should just be turning to wonder.
Manufactured snow. Manufactured ice. That's insane.
Should be cutting holes better right now.
That's insane. That's what I'm saying. Like, we should have been getting ice all off of there. It should have been done within a matter of minutes.
I've never seen anything in 64 years like this. And my daddy was here, he'd tell you the same thing. When you stick that kind of heat to an ice cube, it should just melt. Okay? This stuff ain't melting.
That's crazy. That's insane. And it's kind of a laboratory to try things that then, once you prove them out in India, you can take to other places. Congratulations to the people of India. Several Indian tribal girls used as guinea pigs. We do more in India than any country in the world. Untested vaccine was administered to thousands of tribal girls without proper study and paperwork. One child with diarrhea or pneumonia.
And the Gates Foundation denied that it had been clinical trials.
Today we're announcing a commitment over this next decade, which we think of as a decade of vaccines. India's an example of a country where, there's plenty of things that are open defecation across the country. And if you go there and you've never been, you might think, whoa, this is a chaotic place. And it won't be normal until we get an amazing vaccine to the entire world. And it's kind of a laboratory. One of the first people to ever blow the whistle on what she says is absolutely happening, and that our own government has been involved for decades, spraying chemicals into the air with no regard for the people those chemicals could be hurting. I want to welcome in former U.S. Air Force environmental specialist and geoengineering whistleblower, Kristen Megan. It's great to have you back, Kristen. Appreciate you being here. So you've been talking about this issue for years now. Can you take us through what you say is absolutely happening?
Yeah, thanks for having me back. This is absolutely happening, and it's basically now openly admitted, even though you're getting kind of pushback from the EPA, but I don't think it's intentional. What I discovered around starting in 2007, I was working in bioenvironmental engineering in the Air Force. And like I had mentioned previously, I tried to debunk this. And in the attempt to debunk it, I realized as somebody who was approving forms called Air Force Form 3952s, I had to reject these toxicants on formerly known as an MSDS, now an SDS, because they're the very same toxicants we were trying to engineer out of the workplace. So why would we be procuring more? So lots of soil sampling, air sampling. Once I got threatened, I knew I found something, and it's very much happening. In fact, when I finished my master's around 2015, it was in one of my environmental textbooks that they were doing it. So it's a shock to me that people still think it's not happening. Yeah. I sold the book, but I wish I still had it.
And we can all see it if you look up, and it just doesn't make sense, that it's coming from like a Delta flight flying overhead. So your role in the Air Force, if I'm understanding it correctly, concerned Americans have urgent and important questions about geoengineering and contrails. The American public deserves and expects honesty and transparency from their government when seeking answers. But for years, people who asked questions in good faith were dismissed, even vilified by the media and their own government. That era is over. The Trump EPA is committed to total transparency. As a result, I tasked my team at EPA to compile a list of everything we know about contrails and geoengineering for the purpose of releasing it to you now publicly. In other words, I want you to know everything I know about these topics, and without any exception. Instead of simply dismissing these questions and concerns as baseless conspiracies, we're meeting them head on. We did the legwork. looked at the science, consulted agency experts, and pulled in relevant outside information to put these online resources together. Everything we know about contrails to solar geoengineering will be in there. That means anyone who reads through this information will know as much about these topics as I do as EPA administrator. To anyone who's ever looked up to the streaks in the sky and asked, what the heck is going on? Or seen headlines about private actors and even governments looking to
I can control how I grow my food and if I want to spray pesticides or not, but I cannot control the experiments over my head.
within an hour, it spreads out, it creates a blanket. We're in a war. This is a war against me, you, our children, our grandchildren, and generations to come. This is war raged upon us.
These programs consist of spraying tons of patented aerosol pollutants into our skies without public consent. This includes aluminum, barium, strontium, and more.
It's targeting your food, your water, and it's coming in multiple different ways. If people want to know if this is a real thing, states have bills to ban it.
I think there are now 32 states that have taken an attempt at this. This has become a huge issue.
If your average citizen knew the truth of what's going on and what they're being exposed to without their consent, they would be outraged and they would take action.
I don't want some creep ramming chemicals down my throat without my permission.
We need to prosecute those people that are doing it. Do we stand in one spot and say enough is enough, and if they don't listen, we take it to the next step?
We've been doing this for a while.
Yep.
Long time. People do care.
Yeah.